Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Just checking my mic's working. Afternoon, Sebastian. Afternoon, Robert. How are we doing? So I'm just getting something set up over on my other screen. That's useful because I can't see it. What? 1 second. I can't actually see that. There we go. Why is that floating? Docked. Sorry, bear with me a sec. Right. So I'm just trying to do something else at the same time. Right, I've got to do a pretty short stream today because I've got to go out, unfortunately. I've got to go out and do something I wasn't expecting to do this afternoon. So I won't be on for too long. I've just got to, we'll trade the open, see how that goes. Been a very good morning. So very profitable morning so far. Really clean breaks on both the DAX and the FTSE. So up nicely on the morning. Where's my pen? Why did you take so long to load? Oh my God. Sorry, absolute technical chaos here at the moment. So yeah, really clean breaks this morning. DAX straight down to target. I actually took it off a little bit early. Target was somewhere around there. But I took a little bit off early, and then trailer came off of the weekly low. I did post this in the Discord group. We bounced straight off last week's level. So I got out the second part. FTSE, we got a break to the upside, which failed, stopped out. Then we broke short, straight to target. And then the second part stopped out on the trailer. So nice morning so far. We'll see how we get on with the US markets. At the moment, we are attempting to go long. So there's going to be a break on all three of these by the looks of things. Very volatile. So this morning's news. Wait a sec. This morning's news, we had the GDP come out for the pound as a negative. Afternoon, Fletch, Monkey, Rajiv, how are we doing? And the unemployment rate came out for the CAD, which was down. And it was forecast to go down. We were going to go down to 7 as the forecast, but we actually got a 6.9. So much better. So, yeah, so pretty good results for the CAD there. If we look at the Canadian dollar, US dollar CAD specifically, obviously good news for the CAD means obviously US dollar CAD comes down, but we did push all the way down and reject 50% of that. So although it is good news for the CAD, the market hasn't really gone particularly hard on it. It's pulled back very, very quickly. So we will see if we get a continuation on that this afternoon. We also had the pound, obviously, with bad news today. So that dropped dramatically. It's still kind of going, obviously, against the CAD now. It's going to be just as weak, but we are stalling out a little bit. But all day, basically, pound's been selling off the back of that bad GDP number. One more negative GDP, and the pound is officially in recession. It will start to get downgraded. Investors will start to get scared, pull out of pound businesses, and we drop. So not good for the economy. We need that to kind of rectify itself, ideally somehow. But yeah, so very big drop on the pound. I suspect that will probably continue today. You can see we've also had a lot of weakness in the yen today. We covered this morning. So it did drive up very quickly in the Asian session, but then stalled out, mainly on what Trump said about tariffs. So the yen has kind of stabilized for the last sort of 4 or 5 hours this morning. Pound obviously is coming down. But yeah, it's kind of sitting around stuck. So these ADRs today, Aussie yen, CAD yen, Euro yen, pound, not the pound yen, not US yen either. But those obviously were just ADR hits and stalled out pretty much at ADR, so we haven't gone anywhere. The main movers today, obviously, are the Swiss yen again, so there's more money gone into the Swiss franc, and the pound CAD. So the pound CAD is the main beneficiary today, obviously. Very bad news for the pound this morning, very good news for the CAD, which means that the bias on that is that, which means you get double the move. So good mean reversion opportunity there, but obviously you are mean reverting against the actual fundamental. So I suspect the pound will be weak early next week as well off the back of that GDP number. Whether the CAD remains strong off of unemployment, I don't know, but we'll see. So I'm just adding to my short. So NASDAQ just broken short. We are short S&P, short NASDAQ, also short the Dow, which is rejecting a little bit down there. But a very big upside rejection this morning on the US markets. They're coming down pretty damn hard. I'm just keeping an eye on this. I made a really big mistake on my Top Step account yesterday. I accidentally made $3,800. I say accidentally. It was a trade and I wanted to make money, but I didn't want to make 3,800. So I've screwed my average. You can't have your biggest day being more than 50%. Target 6, and I made 4 in a day. So I screwed the day basically. So today I've got a decision to make. I'm either going to go hell for leather and try and get 3 or 4 grand, which means that my average day passing target will be more averaged out, or I just need to scale back a little bit and just take a grand or two. And I haven't quite decided what to do with it. Just annoying. That rule, I hate that rule, that consistency rule. Basically what they're doing is saying, you're not allowed to have a good day. If you have a lucky day where you hit the button again, and then the market tanks straight away, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to do that as a trader. You know, making loads of money, no, shouldn't be doing that. That's basically what that rule says. Ridiculous. If something tanks after I press the button, I should be getting the full benefit of it, shouldn't I? Afternoon, Plowman. Afternoon, Virginia, Hamza, how are we doing? You still have a buy stop on the DAX? Yep. So the FTSE obviously triggered the long, stopped out, and then triggered short. The DAX, obviously, we didn't trigger the long, so that's still in place. I doubt it will get triggered because it's miles away at the moment, but you never know. If Trump comes out basically today and this afternoon and he says, do you know what? I'm not doing any tariffs anymore. Everybody can just have what they had before when Biden was in charge, because it worked. That will fly through the roof. So I want to be on the DAX if that happens. But it's going to take a massive push, obviously, to get all the way up there. I'm just going to break even this. Not on this, on that. So we'll see where we go. Very nice clean break to the downside. Obviously, tariffs are scaring the crap out of the markets at the moment, as you can see. So it looked yesterday like we were having a lovely day. Everything was going out to new highs. We were attempting runs on new highs. And then Trump said, loads of tariffs. So obviously the market is now going to sell the crap out of stocks because you sell risky assets. Risky assets are anything to do with stocks. Anything to do with business is going to be affected by tariffs. We've got the weekend with the market shut, so they probably want to get out of a lot of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a big down day today looking at ADR hits, but we'll see. So sells are definitely the right thing to do at the moment, but obviously we're waiting for Trump to say something. So keep your eyes peeled this afternoon on this. 18% chance of Bank of Canada cut, down from 27. That's not surprising. Other news today, as you can see, not a lot. Trump is going to be issuing a statement on Russia on Monday. Probably more sanctions, again, just to upset Russia. But the main thing we're waiting for today is those letters about these tariffs for the euro and for the Canadians. So the Canadians potentially going to get a lot more worse news later on today. So I get why the market hasn't reacted massively to that Canadian good news, because it's expecting potentially some bad news to come back in this afternoon, but we'll see what happens. Right, see where we're going. So target wise on these this afternoon. Seeing as I'm in all three, what I'm going to do is just move my target on the S&P up. So that is pretty much a 1-to-1 risk reward. It's actually 1.5-ish, somewhere down here. So I'm looking for this low here, which is this propulsion buy, to potentially act as support. So I'll take a partial there. NASDAQ, again, I mean, this is the thing. It's either going to not go or it's going to go. If it doesn't go, this is where we're going to find the buyers. This is where we found them all week. So that partial makes total sense, which is basically previous day's low. That's yesterday's low. That is Wednesday's low. So that would be a good area to look for some support. Just going to move my partial up slightly on that. The Dow, yeah, downside target looks good. So propulsion gap, that's Wednesday's low. That is Monday's low. So that's our current low of the week, which is also double bottom from Wednesday's low. So if we do break down here and we manage to get a run on the Dow, that should be pretty good. The Dow had a nice big sell-off towards the end of yesterday. But yeah, stupendous run yesterday. Really good. Loads of money made yesterday. That's where I got out of the Dow yesterday. It's just parabolic. Lovely. So if we're going to have a parabolic day in the opposite direction today, even better. We'll see. Sorry, I'm just getting my maths out. 88, so 3,800 divided by 8,800 is 43%. Okay, so my target today is 2.5 grand. Let's sell it again. Oh, I'm at 1,600 already. Okay. I want to sell it down here. Oh, wait. So basically, because I screwed up yesterday and banked far too much, I've got to get that day down to less than 50%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to target 2.5k today, 2.5k on Monday, and that 3.8 from yesterday makes up 43% of the total balance. The target is only 6k, so I'm going to go 8.5 basically is what I've got to do to actually get that achieved now. Otherwise, you just waste that entire day. This is the trouble with evaluations. It's more of a game than a real-world scenario. Real-world scenario made 3.8. Brilliant. For their game, I can't make 3.8. Maximum I can make in a day is 3 grand. Because if I make more than 3 grand, it's more than 50% of the 6 grand target. Therefore, that day gets wiped out. It's pointless, isn't it? But that's the way they play it. Right, we're holding on the NAS down at the low of the day at the moment. S&P, same. Dow, falling off a cliff. I'm going to hit the sell again on that. And just move to break even. You can't actually see what I'm doing, can you? Might as well put it over here. So if I get stopped out on it, that's fine. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to lose anything. But if it does drop, that's target basically. About there. Don't want to go much more than that. Otherwise, I can't use the day. The new ORB, the default settings are for US side indices. I don't know what the default settings are. Reset. Gutted. Stopped out. Typical, isn't it? Well, should have taken that 1,500. Yeah, that's the default settings. So yeah, I guess. I mean, that's the US Open for me. Whether it's the US Open for you on your broker, I don't know, but that is what my broker is for the US Open. Default settings are just default. I mean, you can use them. It will take the trades, whether they're right for you or not. I don't know. Stop out now. Typical. Okay, we're pulling back on the Nasdaq inside the opening range. Or trying to. There we go. Inside opening range. Come off the low of the day, unfortunately. Stopped out immediately. Look at that. 2 grand straight to 500 loss. This is the problem with futures. Way too aggressive. But that's what you have to do to make money. It's gambling, isn't it? It's fun. Afternoon, Ryan. Thanks for subscribing. A Trader and Fortune. Good name. Are you a trader and have you got a fortune? I use RoboForex as well, so it should be the same. This is Global Prime. This isn't RoboForex. But I think RoboForex is the same, yeah. So you should be all right. Okay, we are pulling back right inside that range. This is going to be a triple stop out today by the looks of things. This market is all over the place today. Panic. Okay, stopping out the Nasdaq in a minute. Oh, size of these wicks. This is whippy as you like today, isn't it? That's the trouble. Trading these sorts of conditions, you can make money very, very quick, but you can also get stopped out very, very quick as well. Huge candlesticks. Look at this. Basically, we're undoing the last 10 minutes in one go here. Huge moves today. Blimey, look at that. Afternoon, FTNet. How are we doing? Afternoon, Ryan. I think I've already said that. Wow, it's all over the place today, this. Okay. Go in 10 minutes. Right. I'm just trying to decide what to do. Don't really want to give the whole morning's profits back. And this is looking very erratic at the minute. Doesn't really know what direction it wants to go in. I get the feeling it wants to drop, but tough market today. How's the mansion coming along? It's not. Well, it is. I've unpacked. I've got a load of boxes folded up. But yeah, it's going to be a long time. New properties, you can't paint them for a year. So we're going to live in white walls for a year because you can't paint, because you've got to let the property dry out because it's been obviously just built. So no decorating, but it's just furniture and stuff, hanging pictures, that sort of thing. So can't really do an awful lot, which is nice because it gives me a year not having to do a lot, which I like. That was close. Nearly stopped out in the NAS then. I want to sell this up here. This market feels, although we've had this whacking great pullback, it still feels heavy. Just feels like this is kind of a very aggressive pullback on a short, but it is Friday afternoon. It might just go sideways for the whole afternoon. Afternoon, Harold. Oh, my class has been cancelled this afternoon. Not been on for a while? No, I've noticed. Has been noted. Struggling to get any progress on the NAS. Kind of hitting a bit of a brick wall here, he says, just as it stops me out. Okay, so stopped out on the NASDAQ, looking like I'm going to flip long. Tricky market. It's just absolute whipsaw today. Okay, so we've rejected the highs. Obviously just enough to stop me out, but it is rejecting the open. So looking basically for this to be a pullback short. Hell of a move, isn't it? But yeah, it's just whippy as hell. Very hard to read the price action when it's this whippy. Why Global Prime? Why not? New property, does it have solar panels and battery? Nope. It's one of the ones that hasn't actually. A lot of them have, but this one hasn't. It was cheaper. If you don't mind me asking, your decision to change away from Robo-Forex. Robo-Forex hasn't got the FTSE. Simple as that. Wanted a broker with a FTSE. So Robo-Forex, you only get DAX, Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. I wanted to trade the FTSE as well. So that's why. US dollar rallying, it looks like. And US dollar coming down, Euro US dollar coming down. This is a whippy market this afternoon. You just get the feeling to be one of those sessions. It's either going to explode and it's going to go for it, or it's just going to be this horrible wiki price action that just stops you out constantly. In which case, you just need to chill and forget it. Yeah, this is all over the place today. Can't read price action when it's just doing nonsense like this. Stop out on that in a minute. Potentially, we'll see. See if we break that candle high. There's a lot of people moaning about this new platform on Top Step. Top Step X, which is fine. I've not really got a problem with it. It works off trading view charts, but all the people that want to use NinjaTrader, Trader8, the main platforms that the entire world has used for its entire life in futures trading, they've decided to scrap the lot and go with their own platform. So a lot of people moaning about their decision to do this. I don't think it's a particularly bad platform because it's just trading view charts at the end of the day, but there is a lot of price data problems on it. Had a big freeze up yesterday. Market froze. So people with the Express funded accounts moaning a lot. Always the way. How's the prop account? You live on prop? No, this is just a demo, just an evaluation. I don't trade prop. I trade it for fun. You get the odd payout, which is nice and big, but not something you can make a living out of because you can't stay within the restraints. Look at that. Bang. Did that actually happen? Yes, it did. Okay, well, I'll give them that one. But yeah, you can't make money full-time on prop. Put it this way. Been doing it 20 years. Prop's been around for about 5. Never met someone that makes a living doing it. I know plenty of people that make a living trading, but not doing this. I know a lot of people that make YouTube videos and disappear after they get funded because they blow the accounts. It's not sustainable. You cannot stay within the constraints. Give you a good example, right? Yesterday I made $3,800. Okay. I'm now down to 102,735. if I make another $2,000 loss today, yeah, what I will have on Monday is $700 worth of capital to play with. Yeah. So they give me $3,000 to play with to start with. I make 3,800, have a bad day, and all of a sudden I've only got $700 left, because they know damn well that I will have a losing streak at some point, which is going to last for a couple of days. That's going to wipe my account out. Doesn't matter how good you are. If you do not gamble, you will never make money doing this. I beg anybody to prove me wrong. I want to see someone consistently doing this day in, day out, making money with a proven track record. No one has ever done it. No one's on YouTube doing it. There's a lot of the people on Top Step TV doing it, apparently, but you don't see all their trades. You don't see how much crap they're doing behind the scenes. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's just a big scam, as Harold just said. It's fun though. I love it. Like, you know, it's like bang, let's go short. Yeah, if it goes short, brilliant. I'll add another one, and I'll add another one. Move that one up a little bit, and I'll add that one if we break that low. And if that does come back down and we go into a range like this down here, I'm going to make somewhere in the region of $5,000. I'm not, but it's fun, isn't it? Costs like 70 quid to do this. It's more fun for me than going into a casino. Put it that way. Same thing, it's just gambling. Okay, stopped out on S&P. This is going to ruin my day, this is. Actually, I might as well go long. We're breaking long, aren't we? Screw it, let's go long. Let's go with 2 contracts, just for fun. So upside target, that's not unreasonable, is it? See if we can get a little push up. This is a big propulsion gap here that we're sitting in. So potentially it's a good short, but to me, I think this is just going to be one of those days that does this. We will see though. So broken long, which means if that is the case, going to stop out on the Dow, and we'll go for a break there. But I'd be Swiss yen 150 ADR, euro pound has just hit H1 RSI extension on that. But yeah, I'd be very surprised if this market breaks long today. I mean, it could well do, but we got Trump announcing more tariffs potentially today. So the last thing the market's going to want to do is buy a load of risky stocks ahead of the weekend, just before a potential announcement of extra tariffs. So unless obviously it's been leaked what those tariffs are going to be, we kind of know what they're going to be, don't we? With the euro and Canada, it's going to be 35% for Canada. But there's still a lot of unknown about it. So I'd be surprised if they try and go long, but, you know, looks like it potentially could be at the moment, doesn't it? Afternoon, David. How are we doing? I've been killing it on using the false ORB breakout, waiting for the 1 minute MRA back into the range. Cool. Good man. I have tested it. I have built it. I couldn't make it work. But if you can, that's brilliant. But it's, you know, I didn't test it over a long period of time. So you need to test it over a good year or so with 1 minute. Trouble with 1 minute tests, it's very, very hard to make it consistent because 1 minute is chop. So the reverse alerts on the 1 minute chart are obviously interim like pushes, and some of them work very, very well. So it's, you know, you can't do any system parameter permutation testing on 1 minute charts, because to get a reliable edge, you're going to need a good 3 to 5 years worth of back testing, at least. On a 1 minute chart, it's going to take you roughly 6 months to do that, because the time it takes to do a year's test on a 1 minute chart is unbelievable. I mean, it will take you weeks to do a proper test. So it's very hard to back test it. So I've done short-term testing with it, but I couldn't find an edge short-term, and, you know, I just gave up. If it's making you money, carry on doing it. Anything that makes you money that you can repeat is worth doing. So that's the reversal this morning. Long. So there's your open. Breakdown. There's your reversal alert long. So that's the trade. But, this is the thing. It's very discretionary. So you get in there. Where'd you put your stop there? If you do, you're not even 1R yet, are you? So you've got to have a tight stop on it, possibly under that candle, in which case then you've got a nice 2R trade there, haven't you? And obviously if it runs, all the better. Nasdaq's stalling out at the moment. I don't think this is going anywhere today. I get the feeling we're just going to go. Maybe one of those Fridays. Been trading mean reversion now for 1.5 years. Good. Best thing to do. On FX anyway, but just gonna see. We got a propulsion gap here. If this is going to break long, this is an hourly propulsion gap that's forming here. We've got a long way to go before that obviously is formed. But if it is going to form an hourly propulsion gap, we are going to break up. But it's struggling at the minute to sort of make any progress. So it just kind of tells me we're hitting orders, icebergs, and we're just going to come back down. But we'll see. They've all held up fairly well for that last 5 minutes. So maybe they are going to go long on all. Maybe they are going to go long on a Friday with Trump announcing tariffs. Who knows? Good day, Ismet. Yeah, bulls are stepping back in, look. Okay, just I'm going to add over here on a break of that high. If we break that high. Really struggling. We're waiting for something today. Trump's awake. Trump on Powell, terrible job. Love him. Ends remarks to reporters at the White House. That's it. So he came out and went, Powell, terrible job. Walked away again. That was it. So he came out and he said Powell was doing a terrible job, and then he stopped. That was the that was the press conference. Love it. So he's awake. So we're waiting for this announcement on tariffs, or the confirmation of the letters. The letters are basically going out, aren't they? So to the Europeans and to the Canadians. So be prepared for some Euro and CAD movement this afternoon, and obviously US. But this looks like it's in a holding pattern to me, which could go either way. So dollar's looking fairly strong at the moment. Okay, second long added. Beyond ADR on the pound US. Reject. Stopped out on the Dow. So basically back to break even on the day now. It's going to be one of those frustrating days. I can see it. You can tell by the price action. These wicks are far too long. It's hugely wicky, which means there's no direction. So it's either going to do this all afternoon, which means that, you know, by the time you get into a trade, you kind of stopped out on the same candle, or it's going to go somewhere, but it's going to take a long time to go somewhere. So it's one of those annoying sessions. So I will leave that to run. I will go long S&P. I'm already long NAS. I will attempt to long on the Dow if it decides to go. But at the minute, if this comes down and stops me out, I'm just going to turn into sort of a $600 loss day. It's not the end of the world. So, yeah, that's all we can really do with today, isn't it? And see if we can get this NAS up. But it does not look like it at the moment. See, this is basically just going to, like, this is the thing I mean about prop. 3.8 yesterday. Yeah. Today, that's my new cap. So you have to get a multiple day run, basically. So if you overdo it, it screws you for the entire week. You have to kind of write that day off. Personally, I would rather just go, screw you, I'll just go for it. Because worst case scenario, it's going to cost me £73 to just hit the reset button and start again today. So you're better off going for it and see if you can get 2 big days back to back. When you're doing evaluations, obviously when you're trading live, well, not live, but when you're trading with their Express accounts, it doesn't really matter, does it? I can't get that much profit. You know, this is the thing. I need to be making sort of there target-wise. Otherwise, I'm going to make too much money. Weird, isn't it? It's gone from how do you make money in trading to, oh, I can't make too much money. Just the wrong mindset, isn't it? We'll see. Right, I'm going to leave you there. I've got to shoot out. So I'll be back on Monday, 8 o'clock. We will see what's happened over the weekend. Keep your eyes peeled this afternoon. There's no more news, so keep your eyes peeled on this for Trump's next announcement. The letters are going out, basically, is what the announcement was yesterday. So hopefully we will get a confirmation of exactly what is in those letters. We were expecting 35% tariffs on Canada. We're not sure what's happening with Europe. And there's a few other tariffs flying about as well. So obviously the market's in kind of ready to do something mode at the minute. Here we go. I may ask Brazil on tariffs at some point. So may talk to Brazil on tariffs at some point. So it's imminent, basically, that he's going to say something which is going to send this off. So I think this is why we're seeing this price action at the moment. We've just cleared the decks to the upside and the downside, and we're just basically waiting to see what way we go. Is he going to do something stupid with tariffs, or is he not going to do something stupid with tariffs? I think this is what the market's consensus is at the moment, what we're waiting for. So at the minute, I don't think you're really going to get an awful lot of readable price action you can trade on this. So it's a case of if you want to go for it, pick a direction, flip a coin. It's going to do one of those things probably today at some point. I'm long on that at the minute. That's basically it. So we'll see. But we did have a down day yesterday. So I say it's a down day. It's a slightly down day. So, you know, it could well just come up and sort of retest this range, and we're just going to sit. This is all we've been doing, isn't it? Sitting. We're sitting, waiting to see what happens next. So upside potentially is logical, but on a Friday afternoon ahead of a potential announcement, not too sure, but we'll see. It's going at the moment, which would be nice. Right, I'll be back on Monday. If I've still got that account, we'll try and finish that off on Monday. Obviously in the afternoon session, not the morning session. But have a good weekend. Anything you need, I'll be in Discord. Other than that, I will be back next week. So have a good day and I'll see you then.